Faex Mundi. It is Friday the 20th December 2019. It is 2251 hours Central European Time. As you can see, I am on YouTube and I am under a video of the original Pac-Man, as it used to be called. Here is the URL for it, and this is what I am typing. Have already typed. I'm gonna read this to you and you will watch me click this here button and then I post it there as comment. And here's this going, this meaning this whole thing, here's this, so let's italize this, that they know what's being talked of. Here's this going poof. The puck from ice hockey. Let's put that on inverted comma. The puck from ice hockey, where there is overtime. The yellow sprite being time. Yellow sprite is this one here. That's the hero sprite, basically. The yellow sprite being time, starting as the round shape of the clock face, turning into a C for chronology. It has to flee, except when one turns it around, and then it can eat in reverse direction, thus eat away the tail 4 letters. Of the word chronology. I actually capitalize these letters in this word so that they know which 4 letters I mean. If they say, oh, what's a tail? Oh, well, if the animal sits the other way, then that's the tail. No, that's the tail. Okay, that's the tail. Oi, oi. Leaving only chrono. The 4 ghosts, see the 4 ghosts up here. 4 ghosts. Let me show you what they are called. This is what they're called. The red one is Shadow, nickname Blinky. Speedy, nickname Pinky. Bashful, nickname Inky. Poke, nickname Clyde. These are the 4 ghosts. That one is up against here. The 4 ghosts, see how they start out. With the red one, Shadow, being outside their enclosure. That is the Jews who protect the other 3 in their yesterday gone Poof virtual new Oi Temple! Their letter eaten up, what with these letters here being eaten up. Their letter eaten up is the L, which has the shape of a stick casting a shadow. If you imagine the letter L, it's like a stick casting a shadow. See these names here? These here, the character, that's actually a wink wink nudge nudge. The word character being used here, they don't mean it in a psychological sense. They mean character as in sign, as in letter, character. Shadow, that's because an L is an upright thing that seems to cast a shadow sideways, right? So it's upright and it casts a shadow, L. Which has the shape of a stick casting a shadow. The turquoise one, Bashful, now look again, here's the red one, it's outside of this here. In here, protected by their delusional temple, was them 3. So the red one is supposed to be the Jews. The turquoise one, Bashful, these are the bitches or earhart nerderines. Their letter eaten up is the Y, which has the shape of a pube. Yes, pube. Now if you look at Bashful here, Bashful, that's the word, and the letter Y is actually the shape of a pube. If you don't know what I'm talking about, ask Jeanette Kahn. She most probably can tell you what I'm talking about, if she's still in the condition to at all tell anyone anything. But that would not be any of my concern, basically. I'd appreciate that, but then, anyhow, let's go away from the no longer important, ridiculous thing. So the pink one is, the turquoise one is this one here. Turquoise one, Bashful. The pink one, Speedy, these are the Jehovah's, as I call them, the Jehovah sect that no longer exists, and any other Protestant church for a lurching ilk, really, meaning Godspeed. Why is it Speedy? Because it comes from Godspeed. Their letter eaten up is in fact the G, which has the shape of a G. as God is true, according to these idiots. Now, what do I mean with that? The character Speedy, Godspeed, blah 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 blah, and the letter written up is the G. So far we've had the L for the Jews, the Y for the Amelia Earhart bitches whatnot, the G for the Jehovah's and the Lurchies, and finally the O, and here we get to the O's, the orange one, Poke, these are the faggots, and you know, chances are they're gonna flag something about this because I use the word faggots, but that's a very nice word. The faggots and Navy, because you know it's getting ever more so that really any kind of Navy, not there's the absence of the. It's not any one Navy. It's like any fucking Navy. They're like the fucking Navy. You know, they're all the faggots, fairies, whatever you call it. Clyde, the official name of that ghost. Look at it here. Clyde, Poke. Clyde, the official name of the ghost, from a Celtic root meaning basically anus. Let me show you that too. Here's Clyde, literally cleansing, from a Celtic root probably related to Latin cloaca, and that basically means anus. And yes, I do understand that. Don't take biology to me. Okay, on the universe, I know what animals crap through. Don't worry, but I know how they mean it. And their letter written up is, what do you know? The O, because it looks like an anus, and it's called Pokey. They were so funny. Look at them. Look at them. Here they are. Here they are. The Jews. Huh? That's the L. The turquoise one, the bashful ones, that's the beachy ear hearts. Oh, look at them, turquoisey. I don't know if there's any connection to this, incidentally, but hereabouts, a couple of years back now, the former, they're all abolished now, but the former Conservative Party in politics, or the sick joke that they call politics these days, illegitimately call politics these days, recolored themselves from traditionally the color black to the color turquoise. I don't know if there's a statement involved in that. I'm not saying there is, because basically I don't care if there is, because, you know, these are not legitimate to do anything anyhow, but just so you know. The pink one, Speedy, these are Jehovah's. Here's the Jehovah's and the Lurchies and everything. And of course, the orange one, as I just said, is the fairies and faggots and them people. Now, at the start of this unbeatable game, because this game was programmed to be unbeatable, at the start of this unbeatable game, supposed to demonstrate and magically work these fours' dominance over time itself, these four are hierarchically displayed with the Jews on top, then the other three, and far beneath time, right? Get a load of this. Jew, then the other, and down here is time somewhere. Down here is time somewhere. Okay? This is a hierarchic display. This game is also impossible because they cheated. I'm gonna make it like that. Because they cheated and had a bug at some levels and later degrees of looping to not be able and to some levels, and later after degrees of looping to not be able to ever conquer the game. Let me show you what I mean here. Level 256, unplayable under normal circumstances. And what normal was, you know, they messed around with the ROM basically and blah blah blah. But even if you made it to this, it would fuck it up. It would fuck it up, right? They say, no, you are not allowed to beat the game. Ah! That's what they did. They fucking cheated. Okay, they fucking cheated. On what they claim is magic, they cheat. I mean, get a load of this. You know, all of their insanity and cocksucking and all of that. They claim to work magic, at the same time they cheat. Can you grasp their dead brainness and madness? of looping meaning the levels repeating in some issues of the game under some similar names and blah blah, and some because the funny thing is funny on inverted comma, the funny thing is I'm not sure what they were called, like over there, especially in Japan, this game was made in Japan originally, the armed forces there always had these arcade machines in some special agreement thing, and sometimes their version kind of differed, blah blah blah, and this covers a lot of things. Not to be able to ever conquer, on inverted comma, the game as their idiot and video game non-grasping terminology had it. Right, so to conquer a game is how these idiots thought of it. If you just beat a game or play it through to the end, then they call it conquer. Oh! Chrono is an informal French word for timer. I'm going to show you that too. Let's go forward here again. Chrono. It's actually chronomètre, which means timer. That's what it means. Informal also means time, namely, that which you take on a timer. It's basically something like, hey, what does the clock say? What does the clock say? The clock doesn't say anything, but what is meant is how much time was measured. Okay, on the timer, how much time was measured, blah, 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 blah. That's how they arrive at this shit. And because no one would ever suspect them to use French, especially non-formal, blah, 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 blah. That's how they argued it existed as a word, and as there were 4 groups ghosts, they were plural, hence chronos. Okay, it's not chrono, but they added a plural s because they said, oh, we're 4, even a Jew can count to 4. Which, well, if they still have their fingers, they probably can, yeah. And from there, they dragged it to an allegedly conquered, again, an inverted comma, chronos, the personification of time out of Greek mythology. I didn't write this here out of Greek mythology, but if you, well, actually, I'm going to write it because there. And typical, they just had to ignore the wrong spelling, their wrong spelling, as that would be that's a hard okay, that's in classic Greek, trust you me. But they later tried to remedy that with cat with a K and similar things. I don't want to go into that. It seems back then some of them had worries that someone might say, oh, but this is wrongly spelled, and they themselves, not any resistance at that point calling them out on this. It was them themselves being paranoid, for good reason, about that, and they themselves, so to speak, just in case, remedied that a little with dragging some shit along how K is C and blah. This here comment, so everything here, not just blows all their claim to control over time and timekeeping, because they also covered the timer. Please understand that, okay? Understand what all they claim they have worked in. And there it should say an M. This here comment not just blows all their claim to control over time, that too doesn't sound right in English, all their claim regarding control over time and timekeeping, to nothing, but it also goes to show how they cheated from the start by making the game itself unbeatable, thereby ignoring not just the zero-dimensional, wherein I solved this shit, because I didn't play Pac-Man now, I don't know, last time I played Pac-Man is a long time ago, but also the 3D, where solving it should have been possible as well. But as I showed you before, they seen to it that in the 3D, on the physical arcade machine, even there, nobody was able to solve the game, because they made it unsolvable, so to speak, and be it ending in a crash screen. By thereupon spreading lies and horrendous pseudoscience of the zero-dimensional allegedly not existing, or nobody left able to work it. Oh, that's funny. They had the elegant situation that in the 3D nobody could solve it. So they denied all existence of the zero-dimensional as such, and any people who knew very well that there was something like that, even if they didn't have such grasp of it as I did, and not so nice terminology, scientific terminology for it, they denied all existence of that. And in addition to that, in the dimensional, because 0D could be called non-dimensional and 3D just called dimensional, so they denied the existence of 0D and of non-dimensionality, and in the dimensionality, they physically made it impossible by fucking up the software that anybody could solve it. Cheaters, the entire lot of them, and nobody of the resistance ever agreed to any kind of rules for the game, as everybody in the resistance, and I included, always understood their madness as horrible reality, not some stupid game. To this day, they discredit long-dead people from the resistance, such as the 16 Duke of Norfolk, into allegedly having agreed to some stupid rules or that Lord of the Rings direct of theirs as alleged expansion module to Wizard of Oz. See, there's a lot of enslaved out there who think, oh, how dare they call themselves the good people? I'm not really calling myself the good people. I mean, they're the Mecris evil fuckers. Anyone other than that is a good person, so I guess I'm a good person. But they're arguing of the enslaved. The arguing is, well, if they play these unimaginable, horrible games with me, I ain't playing no games. And no one of the resistance, and no one who ever fought against Faex Mundi, not anyone, no one, not Frank, not the people in Australia, nobody ever played games with these fucking idiots. These fucking idiots and all their various little interest groups, IGs as I call these, they play happily all kinds of stupid shit games, but not with the resistance. Even Wizard of Oz, that is not the Apple computer guy, the was, and there's another bit of discredit that went out of the window a long time ago, even Wizard of Oz was not agreed upon by anybody from resistance, but the then filthy because of Faex Mundi on America, and then goes quite a while back, obviously, not as far back as the movie itself, because they decided a little after. I mean, yeah, it depends on how long you have to plan what is under Wichita and all that kind of things. Architectonically and blah, 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 blah. But this is decades and decades and decades ago. America still had the three brain cells together to understand that they better leave an emergency exit if their witchcraft shit goes wrong. And boy, did it ever! This fact and truth, as well, is denied by the filthy of today. And this is the entire comment as it is here. I will, as you can see, I corrected all of whatever typos there might have been, and it is now 23:09. I've had this standing here for a while, and now I commented, and here it is. Lengthy posting. So I'll, by holding down the command key on my keyboard and using the mouse's scroll wheel, if you wonder how does he do that, that's how I do this. I made it a little smaller so that I can actually, I'm not going to do a partial screenshot here, I'm going to do a full screenshot. I have two keys on my keyboard which I have set functionality to give me a full screenshot. Pay attention, you'll hear the old school there. That's making a screenshot of the full screen, and then another key gives you this here, and here I could theoretically drag anything open, and anything that is within here would be taken as a snippet of a screenshot, but I want the full thing. Actually, I want the full thing with this open. There's the full thing, and now I'm going to send this out. So they have it on YouTube now. And in fact, I will also, they are so weighing down my Mac's performance, this is ridiculous. There, I thumbed it up. Let's take another screenshot with it thumbed up. And these fucking idiots with their fucking replies. I'm not even reading these. You get presented that this is not a statement towards a nation, but that has to do with the keyboard layout. I have explained this. This is not, oh, Austria, look at the flag. There is no Austria since 2014. And I'm gonna send this away now. And then see how they will argue that, no, we control the time because we made Miss Pac-Man and then they humped one another and had babies and they live in Pac-Man now. Hey, no, how does that work? Yeah, how does that work? Because there is no Mr. Pac-Man, what was the time control? Dude, how does that work? If that ain't Poof. Oh, fuck that. And there is no 0.5th Pac-Man. Tell that to the Jew cunt. Let's see. I think they'll like that. Tick tock, tick tock. That's glorious, I think. And there is this. You have been informed. And that is that. And off we go. It's being sent out. There it is. Takes a little while. That too is slower as usual. I do want to point that out. I don't know what they've been messing with again recently. Just for 1-2 days now. No, actually, this pace, this is not even full 24 hours. There's just a bit of writing on one screenshot and it takes fucking forever for the email to make it through. I don't know what they're doing to my bandwidth. I don't know what they're fucking again. I uploaded another video to YouTube earlier today, and that too took forever to upload, so the bandwidth really is severely dragged down by whatever exactly they're doing. But here it is, as you can see, screenshot, you've been informed, Wolfgang Trubshaw. It says here what I just read to you and explained to you under the Pac-Man, as it was originally called, video. And this is it, and I'm gonna stop this video recording now and upload this here very video to YouTube.